Hello, hello. This is Insurance Hour. I am your host, Karl Susman. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Phone lines are open, 559-656-0317. You can also send your questions in to me anytime at questions@insurancehour.com. We've had a really jam-packed show, lots of questions, lots of answers. If you've missed any part of it, be sure that you go online and find where you can get a copy of it. We're everywhere. You can find us on all of the podcast platforms. You can find us on YouTube. Just search for Insurance Hour, and you'll find where you can get copies of the recordings. You can also go to insurancehour.com. Of course, we'll have links there for pretty much everything. We are going through questions that have been submitted, and the latest question is as follows. It says, I lost a second home to a wildfire in California. The claim is large and still open. Coverage on my primary home in California was dropped. Seems no admitted carrier will cover my primary home due to the risk. But is it possible that insurance view me, not my primary home, as a risk? If so, is this even legal? Wow, that's an amazing question. So first, I want to tell you, I am so sorry that you actually still have a fire claim open from one of those. I'm assuming it's one of the wildfires. That's awful. It should not be open this long. I don't know why that's happening. It might be time to try and check on that. I assume by now you're deep in it, so you're well versed on what your options are and what your rights are. I don't think there's any reasonable reason at this point that you should still have a fire claim open, and I'm saying that with zero information, but I think I might be pretty close to being spot on. As far as you being the risk versus the actual location you're insuring, let me explain how it works. When you are purchasing property insurance, there are two factors that the insurance industry looks at when you're looking at a home. So let's just say you're buying a new home, you're looking to get insurance on it. They are going to look at that property, and they're going to look at characteristics of that property, right? They're going to look at prior claims on that property. They're going to look at where it's located, year built, square footage, type of roof, all that good stuff, right? In addition, they're going to look at you, right? Have you had claims in the past? What types of claims? Do you tend to have lots of claims? There are these two elements that go into the formula when an insurance carrier is looking to underwrite a risk. And I'll explain why and why it's not necessarily under it. Well, some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't. For example, there's been a situation where someone might be on the East Coast and they have a claim because their pipes froze. They're moving to Palm Springs. Probably not likely that they're going to have a lot of frozen pipes in Palm Springs. However, that still shows up as this person had a claim for frozen pipes. How should that impact their premium? Well, it depends on the carrier. Some of them might look at that and say, yeah, okay, that's not going to happen. Some of them might look at that and say, yeah, that was at a different house altogether. I don't care what the claim was. Some of them might simply look at it and say, yeah, this guy doesn't maintain his house and he had a claim. Three different ways to look at it. Three different insurance companies, three different outlooks. That is going to impact the price that you're paying. That is going to impact the availability you have to be able to insure this other property that you're looking to insure. Now, as I keep saying over and over, and I feel bad saying it, but I want to make sure everyone understands, because we don't have competition in California right now, because we simply do not have carriers offering coverage, you don't have the ability to, in essence, go to those three carriers and get three options based on three different ways of looking at your claims history. So if you are if you're having problems right now getting your property insured and you're saying, is it me? Yeah, it could be partially you, not you personally.